He ran last time second, Sunway Lagoon. Today with the apprentice riding with 3 kilo allowance, I hope we'll make it.
Yeah, you are right. She's a light framed filly. She has not been very consistent, but in this season, after having one first run, next outing she has ran and came and ran a very good race, mighty race. She ran third. So basing on that, immediately I am running her this week. Hopefully she should run a good race this week too.
Number one in the card, that's Sunway Lagoon. Well, Sunway Lagoon was the one after a disappointing run in his last outing, having run 6th behind Mighty Zo. Ended up finishing on second on this outing, and Benignity was the one, came and challenged up strongly on the outside to come and emerge victorious to win by a margin of 1.5 length. And Sunway Lagoon did run second. Spontangsta Basket Bit Crossnose Band, rated at 25. 2 will be Master of Courage, who ran 6th. Silver Swift was the winner, and Master of Courage was the one who was in that 5th position and ultimately ended up finishing on 6th. Is Master of Courage, having run in race number 147 in last winter, in fact, and finished 7th behind Agera. But this is the current summer run you're looking at, finished on 6th behind Silver Swift, rated at 24. 3 will be Ozak. Ozak ran 8th. Aquamatic was the winner. Was almost in that 5th position was Ozak, sporting that yellow cap. In fact, was Ozak, and then ended up finishing on 8th, having run 10th behind True Faith and 5th behind the Golden Dream. Finished 8th on the sorting. Doesn't run 2 races alike as Ozak. Sporting Blinkers Tongue Stop, rated at 23. 4 will be the beginning. The beginning was the one who ran 6th. The Mr. Humble was the winner with the was in that mid pack. In fact, was the beginning, now been shifted on the outside, a little bit of jostling out there at the final 100 meters, and eventually ended up finishing on 6th on the sorting, having run 10th on the first running, been galloping ahead, and later on ran 8th behind the Sacred Creator. In this occasion, 6th out of 12 runners. Mr. Humble, the winner, rated at 23. Spontangsta Crossnose Bend. 5 will be Double Vision. Well, Double Vision was the one who ran 3rd. Maroon was the winner, had that free opening, and then came and finished on ending up 3rd on this occasion. Is Double Vision, is a declaration of war, a megnomical is number 5, Double Vision, and Maroon ended up winning this race by a margin of 4 lengths. Well, 6 will be Fire Finch. Fire Finch was the one who ran 4th. The Golden Dream was the winner of this race, and Fire Finch is out of excellent out of Rainbow Queen is Fire Finch. Race number 23, finished 4th out of 9 runners is Fire Finch in race number 23. This is the current summer season where Fire Finch and ran 4th, rated at 20. Von Blinkers, Tungster, Crossnose Band, and Basket Bit. 7 will be The Intruder. The Intruder ran 8th. The Baroness was the winner, and the Intruder was in that almost that last position was The Intruder, and ended up finishing on 8th out of 8 runners behind Baroness. Subsequently was withdrawn, was found to be trotting lame on left hind web, and was withdrawn in race number 176. Rated at 17 is number 7, The Intruder. Perfect Stride out of Amarina. And we move on to the next runner, that's number 8, He's the One. Let's have a look at it. He's the One's credential is at a Green Coast, at a Speedboat is He's the One, has had a couple of outings in fact. There you have it. He's the one, was the one very prominently positioned at the final 150 meters, and then looked like he would come and finish on far more closer with a couple of horses flashing onto the scene. Drop back to end up finishing on last. In fact, on this occasion, is He's the One. Grabbed up gradually to end up finishing on last. 8th out of 8 runners is He's the One. When Tongue Strap rated at 13. And we have a look at number 9, Ultimate Choice, who ran 8th, in fact, is Ultimate Choice. Well, Ultimate Choice was the one who ended up finishing on 8th on the sorting, having run in race number 107 in winter, and finished ending up 9th being cash out on this occasion. 8th out of 12 runners. Venus was the winner on this occasion, rated at 12. Von Tungstap and Weiser is number 9, Ultimate Choice.
That run was, he ran a bad race because he was drawn badly. He was drawn 10, and I think with the draw now better draw, I think he will be a very good, run a very good race.
Yes, she's joined me just about a month back, less than a month. She's working well, she's looking well. We expect her to run a good race. More than that, until she runs a race with me, it's difficult to tell. But on her look, she should perform well.
Good note by running third behind True Faith, and subsequently ran a poor race over that sprint trip in race number 38. Finished sixth out of 10 runners behind Stellantis. His Roman Spirit is rated at 38, whereas the other runner in this race is Scarlet Ibis, who ran ending up ninth out of 10 runners, just beat one home on this occasion in race number 38, rated at 26. Lord Admiral of Mariska is number 6, Scarlet Ibis. 2 will be Fort Nelson. Fort Nelson was the one who ended up finishing on a fine second on this outing. He's been pretty consistent enough and waiting to pounce on the front runner. In fact, Enabling was the one who fought out the issue, and ultimately Enabling and Fort Nelson went through the motions, and ultimately it was Enabling ended up winning this race, and Fort Nelson ran a mighty race to finish on a nose second, rated at 33 for Tungstar Cross Nose Band. 3 will be Super Sapphire. Well, Super Sapphire ran 6th. Miss Maya was the winner, and Super Sapphire was the one on race number 33 in the silks of light blue with light purple. Ended up finishing on 6th on the sorting after being very prominent. Drop back gradually to end up finishing on 6th out of 9 runners. Miss Maya, the winner in this occasion, putting Cross Nose Band rated at 32. 4 will be the Strikingly. The Strikingly was the one who ran second. Ooh La La was the winner of this race, and the Strikingly was the one as a Sanas Parakamata striking, in fact, as Strikingly ended up finishing on second behind Ooh La La, having run twice sixth behind Siege Courageous, and King of Four in this occasion ran second. Was found to be have bled from its sinus and was withdrawn in race number 161, rated at 20 cents per Tungstar Basket Bet and Cross Nose Band. 5 will be Desert Dragon. Desert Dragon ran 7th. Spirit of Rose was the winner of this race, and Desert Dragon was the one now ended up finishing on 7th, having run 8th on the first starting behind Vivaldo. In this occasion, 7th out of 9 runners from Tungstar, rated at 26 is number 5, Desert Dragon. We move on to number 7's Amazing Luck. Amazing Luck ran 8th. Benediction was the winner. In fact, last is Amazing Luck, and ended up finishing on 8th on the sorting is Amazing Luck. Pretty bad run coming in, having run once 4th behind Gold Grey in last summer, and in this occasion, in the subsequent outings, ran 8th behind Lottobrunn and 8th behind Benediction. Running after a pretty long layoff, in fact, is Amazing Luck. Tungstar Cross Nose Band rated at 20 is number 7, Amazing Luck. Benediction the winner. Lady Godiva is next. Lady Godiva was the one who ran 6th. Top Dancer was the winner. Let's have a look at the previous credentials of Lady Godiva. Declaration awarded of Olivia Valaire, who ran 9th on the first starting when Social in last winter, having finished 5th behind the Republic Part, 10th behind Chinky Pinky, and 6th out of 11 runners behind Top Dance. Running for the first time this summer is Lady Godiva, rated at 20. Spawning Blinkers and Tongue Strap is number 8, Lady Godiva.
Julio is bred to stay. He ran a mile last time out. He's probably not 100% ready for that race. Couple of horses to beat: River of Gold and Shadow of the Moon. Those are the couple of horses that we got to beat.
So River of Gold ran a 7 furlong, and he ran a suggestive second behind Nezia. And he is, speaking of which, out of Starry Brook. So the pedigree suggests that he'll go much more. So this time we've opted to run him in a mile maiden, and he's working well. He's come on well, Akshay on, and hoping for the best.
Yeah, Stravinsky is a big made, strong, heavy, one-paced horse. That's why I'm racing him in the mile. He's had a mock race, and he's had a look at the track. I don't know whether he will like this kind of going if it rains, but he might require this run, but he'll run a very good race.
Super Stride has ability. This is his first run after he's been gelded. So I'd like to see what he really is capable of doing tomorrow, or rather the day after tomorrow. And let's see what really happens, and then I'll take him forward from there.
3 years lonely, we have a look at Exuma. Exuma was the one who ran 5th. Destroyer was the winner of this race. This is the Mumbai run you're looking at of Exuma, who ran ending up 5th on the sorting after coming from that way off the pace to come and finish on 5th on the sorting. Certainly a good performance after that. Ran last for most part of the journey and ended up finishing on 5th is Exuma. Australia to Bahama Bay. Destroyer was the winner of this race, winning by a margin of half a length, and Exuma ended up in that back punch of the 10 furlong trip. Sporting Tongue Strap is number 1, Exuma. 2 will be Ulio. Julio is the one who ran fourth. Big Red was the winner of this race. Almost third at the stage was Julio and ran ending up fourth. Big Red was the one who ended up winning this race by a margin of 3.5 lengths. So that mile trip, previously having run fifth in last winter behind Zar. But this is the run over that mile trip. Finished on fourth out of 7 runners. From Tungstrap is number 2. Julio. And 3 will be Magnus. Magnus ran 6th. Auspicious Queen was the winner of this race. And Magnus was the one who's been produced in the center of the track and ended up eventually finishing on 6th. 5th being Elpenor and 6th out of 6 runners. Last in Auspicious Queen's win is Magnus. Speaking of which, out of Star Nijinsky, beautifully bred horse, and ended up finishing on 6th over the 7 furlong trips from Blinker's Tongue Strap. And 4 will be River of Gold. River of Gold ran 2nd. Nezia was the winner. And River of Gold is out of, speaking of which, out of Starry Brook ran 2nd out of 7 runners. Well, Nezia was the one who literally stretched away to win by a margin of 3.5 lengths, and River of Gold ended up eventually finishing on 2nd. This one Tungsten Crossnose Band in race number 28 of this current summer. 5 will be Shadow of the Moon. Shadow of the Moon ran 2nd. Big Red was the winner of this race, and the Shadow of the Moon was the one that mile trip, finished on ending up 2nd out of 7 runners. Big Red was the one who eventually won on this outing, and Shadow of the Moon was the one ran ending up 3.5 lengths behind the winner, rated at 31 from Tungstrap. 7 will be Super Stride. Super Stride ran 2nd. This is race number 117 of the Calcutta season run you're looking at of Super Stride. Ran a fine 2nd. 1 3/4 lengths behind was Super Stride. Led the field for most part of the journey and ended up eventually finishing on 2nd on the starting. Ramiel was the winner of this race, rated at 35. 8 will be Momentous. Momentous ran 5th. Waikiki was the winner of this race, and Momentous was the one who finished on 5th, having run 3rd behind Galahad in last winter. And in this occasion in Mumbai, ran ending up 5th out of 6 runners. Led the field for most part of the journey and dropped back gradually to run 5th behind Waikiki is Momentous. From Tungstruck, Crossnose Span and Basket Bit is number 8, Momentous.
Lex Luthor, I think again the 7 furlong was a little sharp for him, and now he's running an 1800 meter race, and hopefully the long distance should suit him, and he hopefully runs a good race in that.
Bruce Almighty is a horse that who is actually racing well now. He had he was very temperamental as a baby, so that's the reason why he was very inconsistent. But for his last couple of runs, he's matured, he's settled very well now. So he's a horse that is improving. He's on the rise.
Having a good form in last winter, back-to-back wins over that mile and 9 furlong trip, and subsequently ran in this current summer season over that mile trip and ran 7th behind Christoffel, and in this occasion ran 5th out of 7 runners in Mighty Zoe's win is the Stella Gold. Multi-dimensional of appeasing, beautifully bred horse from Tungstrap hanging bet, rated at 44 is number 1, Stella Gold. 2 will be Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor was finishing on 4th. Aquamatic was the winner of this race. This is race number 53 you're looking at. After that 6th be and True Faith on that same trip and same distance and same class. Ended up finishing on 4th on the starting bin. Aquamatic is Lex Luthor. 10th star out of Smoking Bells from Tungstrap. Blinkers rated at 40 is number 2, Lex Luthor. 3 will be Bruce Almighty. Bruce Almighty ran 2nd. Defining Power was the winner. Came into that fighting line with Defining Power. And both these runners at the final 100 meters fought out the issue and ultimately Defining Power quickened well to win by 1 3/4 lengths. And Bruce Almighty ran 2nd on the sorting. Pretty consistent, I thought, right throughout last winter and in this occasion as well. Rated at 36 is number 3, Bruce Almighty. 4 will be My Vision with number 5, Rhapsody in Green and Memorable Time. These are the 3 runners. Tokaman was the winner of this race, but let's have a look at My Vision's credential. Both the occasions ran 8th being Mighty Zoe and 8th being Tokaman in race number 2 and 54, rated at 35 from Blinker's Tongue Strap, whereas Rhapsody in Green ran both the times 5th in fact as Rhapsody in Green, rated at 32 from Tongue Strap, and Memorable Time having finished 4th after that 7th being Mighty Zoe, ran 4th out of 9 runners being Tokaman, rated at 31. 7 will be King Pompous, who ran 9 Champions Way, was the winner, and almost in that mid-pack was King Pompous, and could only finish on 9th out of 9 runners, drop back gradually to end up finishing on last on the starting, where Champions Way, well, straight as an arrow, ended up winning this race by 5 3/4 lengths. Pretty good performance coming from Champions Way, whereas King Pompous ended up in the ruck. Once fourth beyond my vision in last winter, in fact, is King Pompous from Blinkers Crossnose Band, rated at 28.
Yeah, Victoria Punch went a little off. I think she's a perfect miler. I was a little avaricious to try and go in for the Oaks and the Derby. Well, brought her back to the mile. I think she's well and she's running at the lower class, but she's carrying top weight. She'll run a good race. Because she went a little off, I'm continuing with the boys who ride him, so that she gets she takes her mind off the pressure.
Calamity was a little unlucky last time. He was running after a very long break. He was running after probably about 5-6 months. He also was unlucky. There was a lot of jostling around in that race. He didn't get to run properly. He's worked well after that. I think he'll run very well.
Yeah, I think he's a big-made horse, and that was his being first run in this season. So hopefully after that run he has come up, and this run he will run a good race.
Contributes a very nice horse. He's not a very big-made horse. He's a very compact little horse, but he's bred well, and he runs very consistently. He's running over a mile. I would have preferred a 7, which I had accepted him in. The race got void, so then I accepted with him in the mile. Well, I'm sure he should be able to tackle the mile. He's got a bottom weight on him, but he's running an open class, being a baby. I expect him to run a nice race tomorrow.
Victoria Punch, who ran 4th. Rasputin, as the winner, was angling for his run in between runners, was Victoria Punch, and opted to take that run towards the rail side, in fact, and ended up finishing on 4th over that mile trip. Rasputin was the winner, rated at 63 from Blinkers Tungstaff Crossnose Band is number 1, Victoria Punch. 2 will be Rowdy. Rowdy ran 3rd. In You We Believe is the winner of this race, and Rowdy was the one who ran 3rd on this occasion. Is Rowdy. Well, got that opening in between runners to get that and come and finish on ending up 3rd over that mile trip behind In You We Believe. Both these runners were making the run simultaneously, and ultimately In You We Believe covered ground to end up winning this race, and Rowdy did run 3rd on this occasion. Ran 5th in the Calcutta Derby is Rowdy. One Tungstaff Crossnose Band basket bet rate 56. 3 will be Rolling Goddess. Rolling Goddess ran 5th on this occasion. Is Rolling Goddess. Was starting to work his way in between runners, but could only finish on 5th out of 9 runners. Huntington was the winner of this race, and Rolling Goddess, on the other hand, ran 5th out of 9 runners from Blinkers Tungstaff, rated at 54. 4 will be Kalamitsi. Kalamitsi was the one, and number 6 also coming up is King of 4. Both these runners we have a look at, but let's have a look at number 4's credential. Kalamitsi ran 3rd in the 2000 Guineas in Calcutta, and subsequently here at Bangalore in summer ran 7th out of 8 runners. And Pink Jasmine is Kalamitsi when Tungstaff Crossnose Band, rated at 50, whereas King of 4 was the one who ran ending up 8th on this outing. Is King of 4 after a win in his last outing in last winter, beating Agera, rated at 47. And 5 will be Turkoman. Turkoman was yet another winner in this race. This is the horse which had that useful lead, and Aircraft was the one which was catching up strongly on the outside, but Turkoman managed to win by a margin of 3/4 lengths, and this horse Aircraft was catching up to come and finish on 2nd. Royal Blue with white chevrons, Royal Blue cap, ran 9th being In Thy Light, and in this occasion ran 7th out of 7 runners. Mighty Zoe was the winner when Tungstaff, rated at 47, is number 7 Peluche. Phoenix Star out of Lost in Thought is number 7 Peluche. 8 will be Queen Regnant. Queen Regnant was the one who ran 11th. Rapidus was the winner of this race, and Queen Regnant was being produced on the wide outside. Was chopped off at a crucial part of time and ended up eventually finishing on just beating 1 home on this occasion. Is Queen Regnant from Tungstaff, rated at 46. Well, 9 will be Contribute. The eventual winner in this race is Contribute, and won by a comfortable margin. In fact, is Contribute. Winning it by 4 lengths is Contribute, and 1 in Style is Contribute. Just quick and well at the all important end to register a fine win of almost 4 lengths, rated at 42.
Wordsmith unfortunately was really doing well here, and he strained his tendon, so I had to run him out of trot and swimming, which I've continued to do, and I want to keep his fitness going. So yes, he did win for me in his last start, but I've got a stronger set this time, but I do think he'll run well.
Yes, he's a nice horse. He'll give everyone a run for their money. He's running on promotion. He's won 3 out of 3. This is the 4th race he's slated to win. So it's a tough race. He'll run a great race.
On 4th behind Juliet, in fact, is Firepower. There you can have it almost 4th, and that's where the way he's going to end up by finishing on 4th ultimately over the 2,400, having run in the stairs behind 6th behind My Opinion, and 3rd behind Silverius. One tongue strap rated at 80 is number 1, Firepower. Will be Trevelius. This is the horse which ran 2nd behind Rasputin. In fact, came in from that almost that back punch to end up finishing on 2nd, 3 1/4 lengths behind the winner. Whereas number 5 in the card is Shubhanka, who ran 8th on this occasion, ran a forward race and fell back. And Ashwamagadira ran 7th on this outing. But let's start off with the first runner, Trevelius. Well, as I said earlier, ran ending up 2nd from a difficult position, weaved through in between runners to come and end up finishing on 3 1/4 lengths behind Rasputin. In fact, one tongue strap basket bit rated at 73 is Trevelius, whereas number 5 in the card, that's Shubhanka, who finished on 8th out of 11 runners. Led the field for most part of the journey and then ended up finishing on 8th, having dropped back gradually, rated at 69 when Tungsta crosses bend. Ashwamagadira ran 7th out of 11 runners, rated at 68 is Ashwamagadira. Wordsmith, winner last week, and Wordsmith was the one who was second foremost for the journey and then slipped into the lead and ultimately ended up winning this race by 1 length. All the time was the one which was catching up in front with the front runner, but Wordsmith managed to win and time ran second on the sorting. Just about a length separating these two. One tongue strap rated at 74. It will be Santorino. This is the horse which won in his last 3 outings in last winter. In fact, Santorino running for the first time this summer and won in fine fashion. In fact, by 4.5 lengths is Santorino. Same that was Spiritual Stars, putting blinkers rated at 70 is number 4 Santorino over that 2,000 meter trip. 7 will be Pink Jasmine. This is the rank outsider. In fact, on that occasion, made every poster. Winning one is Pink Jasmine, and just given a couple of cracks, shown the daylight and emerged victorious to win drawing away from the field to win by a margin of 2.5 lengths. In fact, as Pink Jasmine. A nice win coming in from Pink Jasmine. Excellent out of thoughts.
I have Christoffel and See the Sun. Both horses have really worked well. It's going to be a tough field, and there are some really good horses in the Colts trial. It will be a good competitive race, so hoping for the best.
Unfortunately, Zar has pulled a 12 draw. Last time out, he pulled a 11 draw. So he's just been very, very unlucky with draws. And this time, being a mile, I don't think I'll be able to run him up with the pace. I'll have to, the style that he likes to race so far, I'll have to change his style of racing because I don't want to use the horse to get there. It's a tough race. There are 11 really good horses running. I'm hoping to make an account of myself.
This toy runs in the Colt Championship Stakes. Preferably, I would have loved to give him a race run, but unfortunately, he had a few niggles. So I had to make do with a mock race last Sunday. He's gone a very nice mock race, but he's a bit short on work, but he's a tremendously talented horse. I'm hoping he runs a good race, and our main target will be 16th of July, which is Bangalore Summer Derby. So hopefully the horse will run a good race, and he's a very, very special horse to me.
Alpino's well, he's been working well, he's fine. It's a very tough competitive race. We have Christoffel, there are many horses in the race that run with a good chance. So I think with a bit of a luck, form suggests that we should run a good race. We are hoping for the best.
He's a consistent horse. He's improved further after his last run, and there is a question mark about him staying the mile. If he stays the mile, he'll be right there.
Galahad is a very nice horse. He's run about 4 3/4 lengths behind Jamari in the million at a 1 kg difference. He's well too. I hope he runs a good race.
Well, he was out of shape in Ooty. Like he didn't like the track one bit, but he seems to be enjoying the track out here. There's a lot of changes in him, and positively, I hope he runs a good race. I'm positive about that.
Yeah, we've got Synthesis running in the Colts Trial Stakes. Yash rides him. He's ridden him in his previous start about 2 weeks ago, and he knows the horse well. And we think the horse has improved after the run. And like I said last time, we were using that race as a step up to the Classics. Of course, Synthesis is taking on this company of horses for the first time. We have no doubts that he's definitely got the class, and with the rain pouring throughout the week, and of course this is going to be testing conditions for all of the horses. None of them have run in a softish going, I'd like to say. So of course it depends on how the horses handle the track. Synthesis is doing well, he's feeling well, and I hope he runs a big race and makes us proud.
Well, Christoffel was the eventual winner in this race and won by a margin of 1 3/4 lengths, beating Place Vendôme. It was a ding-dong battle at the final 175 meters, and ultimately Christoffel had to be driven out and ultimately emerged victorious to win by 1 3/4 lengths, beating Place Vendôme. Is Christoffel, rated at 67, sporting tongue strap. And 2 will be Czar with number 3 Del Pico, number 6 Fight On, number 7 Galahad, and number 9 Naughty Charmer. These are the 5 runners coming up for scrutiny. We start off with Czar, who led the field for most part of the journey and ended up finishing on a fine second behind Jamari. Is number 2 Czar, is sporting tongue strap and cross nose band, rated at 45. Number 3 Del Pico certainly didn't live up to expectations in the form which he had in last winter. Ran 6th behind Jamari, so rated at 41. Whereas number 6 in the card, that's Fight On, was the one. Well, this is the horse which is certainly on an improving note, having finished 4th being Jamari, rated at 46 tongue strap cross nose band. Galahad ran 8th, and number 9 Naughty Charmer, pretty consistent, ended up finishing on 3rd, rated at 65. And Destroy is the one. Well, this horse ended up winning this race in a pillar to post victory. Is Destroyer. Exceed and Excel at Abag is number 4 Destroyer. Well, won by a margin of half a length, in fact. Just held on to win, although Dreamall came with a spirited challenge. One tongue strap Dextering, but rate 50. Elpenor, who ran 2nd, Fast Pace was the winner, and Fast Pace is the one who made every post a winning one. Elpenor came in and finished on a head 2nd, and lives to fight another day. Is Elpenor, finishing on 2nd. Will certainly run a big race, in fact, in the Colts Trial Stakes, rated at 65. 8 will be High Command. Well, High Command is the one who ran 5th on the starting. Is High Command. The Silks of Dark Green with Gold V is a High Command. Came in and ended up finishing on 5th on the starting. Well, the horse which was in form in Hyderabad in his last 3 starts, a winner, and in this occasion 5th being Raspet and rated at 66 tongue strap cross. 10 will be See the Sun and the Godfather, also coming up for scrutiny. Both these runners come up for view on the screen with the See the Sun on the inside railing, sporting the silks of orange and black checks, striped sleeves and check cap, whereas the Godfather was just alongside. Both these runners got down to serious business at the final 100 meters, and ultimately the Godfather traveled the better to win by a margin of 2 1/4 lengths, and See the Sun ran ending up 2nd, pretty consistent in his previous occasion. So too is the Godfather, winning it by 2 1/4 lengths, rated at 46. One Blinkers tongue strap rubber day bet See the Sun, sporting tongue strap eye patch wood, rated at 38. And Synthesis, back-to-back wins coming in from Synthesis, and a stylish win coming in from Synthesis. Speaking of which, the Sana emerged victorious to win by 3 3/4 lengths, beating Crosswater in his last starting, rated at 54. Is number 11 Synthesis.
49er had a setback. He had a sesamoid fracture, and now he's come back right. As he's had a mock race, he'll run a very good race.
Allgate is running in open company, so I hope I don't get stuck with some good younger horses. But he will run well. He's worked extremely well. I expect him to be right there at the finish.
Yeah, she surprised me. I knew that she'd been the 1-2. I just didn't expect her to win that way. And like I'd said in that previous interview, that we've changed the work around, eased back on her work. She seems to like that. She's come on a hell of a lot. Again, we're running on 1100 meters, and again with Akshay on. And we're hoping for the best results.
She's a very nice filly. She had a lot of problems. Main problem, like all those, that line, African Sky line, has gate problem. So never used to go to the gate. Now I got her ready. She's behaving okay now. And everything goes well in the gate, she'll be a different customer.
49ers Credential, who ran 6th. The response was the winner of this race, and 49er was the one who was in the center of the track sporting the red cap. 49er was the one, ended up dropping back to finish on 6th, having won his last outing in last summer and in last winter. In race number 32, ran 6th out of 12 runners. The response, the winner rated at 42, sporting hood and basket bet. 2 will be Aldgate. The eventual winner in this race was Aldgate. Well, after some disappointing runs in his previous 2 occasions, ended up winning this race, beating Opus 1, in fact, is Aldgate. Speaking of which, out of Arlene, respond blinkers, tungster, crossover span, rated at 41. 3 will be Spirit of the Rose. The eventual winner in this race is Spirit of the Rose. Made every post of winning one is Spirit of the Rose over that 1100 meter trip, or that in race number 31, Gusto of Michilia, and previously ran 5th, but this run certainly good form coming in from Spirit of the Rose, winning this race, beating Immortal Beauty, rated at 40s from Tungstrap. 4 will be Sheer Bliss. Sheer Bliss was the one, after running a forward race, dropped back to end up finishing on 6th on this outing. Synthesis was the winner of this race, and Sheer Bliss ran, ending up in that back punch after doing a forward run, rated at 34, sporting blinkers. 5 will be Step to Destiny. Step to Destiny ran 9th. Opus 1 was the winner of this race, and Step to Destiny was the one who ended up finishing on in that mid-pack. 9th out of 9 runners, and drop back gradually is Step to Destiny. These are a Phoenix Star out of Ageless, putting blinkers, rated at 34 is number 5, Step to Destiny. 6 will be Eco-Friendly. Eco-Friendly is number 6 in the card, who ran 4th. Fondness of You was the winner of this race. Travelled almost about 5 wide off the fence under the whip. Eco-Friendly was catching up and ended up finishing on 4th on this occasion. Is Eco-Friendly, having run 5th me and Pavarotti on the previous occasion. Slowly coming sort of form is Eco-Friendly, sporting blinkers, tongue strap, rated at 31. The gallery time will be the next runner, the last runner, in fact, in this race will be the gallery time. Total gallery of Lady Causeway, who ran ending up 3rd on the outing after running some disappointing runs in last winter. And in the last outing, ended up finishing on 3rd out of 7 runners, where Divo was the winner and gallery time ran 3rd. Oh, that's Scotty Trip, rated at 28. So that's why in the pre of today's races, we'll join you next week. Until then, thank you from all of us from the CCTV room.